Hey guys, how you all doing? I'm Paul and this is Tech and Travel. So today I'm going to be unboxing a budget 3D printer. Now I'll be honest, I don't know anything at all about 3D printers, and it's something I have wanted to try out before in the past, but like I said, I don't know anything about them, and to be honest, I thought they were a lot more expensive than what they are. Now the guys at box.co.uk were kind enough to send me this Steadytech mini 3D printer, and yeah, wanted me to try it out from the sort of perspective of someone who knows nothing about them. So if you're on the market maybe for a 3D printer, or you're a sort of person who, like me, don't know anything about them, and you know, just fancy maybe trying one out, then maybe this is the 3D printer for you. At the moment, Box, they have got this on offer for £99, which to me seems a really good price. Again, it doesn't seem like 5 minutes ago that these printers, or from what I've seen, we're looking at about £250. So yeah, they seem to have really come down in price, which is good for people like me or you that don't want to spend out shed loads of money, just want to try it out and see if it's the something that you want to get into. So yeah, I'll put a link in the description to them and the printer itself. So if you like what you see, you can go and pick one up. So yeah, what I'm going to be doing in this video, I will be doing this as from a perspective of a complete amateur. So there might be a few mistakes along the way. I will be reading the instructions because, like I said, I know nothing about them. But hopefully, like I say, if you're in the same position as me, this video should be pretty interesting. And yeah, hopefully will help you out if you are looking at buying one and maybe setting it up and getting it all printed. And talking of setting it up, one thing I do know about this, because I've done a tiny bit of research, and this printer is pretty much ready to go. From what I've seen, a lot of printers, you actually have to build up. So lots of parts and can take up to a couple of hours to do. So again, great for the first timer. It's going to be hopefully straight out the box and not too much messing about. So anyway, I think it's about time we cut off the straps and get it open. So let's crack on. Right, so we've got a couple of boxes here. I think I know what's in this one, but I'm going to set this to one side just for now and unbox the main event. So yeah, a couple of straps on there. Just cut these off. Get the old trusty knife on the go. Go. Well, let's put those to one side. Let's have a first look inside the box. So, right, we have got some sort of sticker thing there. I think that's to go on like the main plate that it prints onto. So I'm guessing that's a spare. So I'll put that to one side. Like I said, I've done a tiny bit of research. Not enough to sort of be well in the know, but I pretty much know all the sort of very sort of basics. So they've been kind enough to send me some strimmer wire there for the garden. Well, actually, I'll be honest with you, it's the filament, but I think we all know that. So yeah, got a bit in the box there to start you off with. Don't know how long it lasts. Don't think you're going to be printing a lot, but enough to sort of get you going, I guess. Right, and the printer itself. So coming here a bit closer, just show you what it looks like actually in the box there. So we've got it nicely packaged there and some foam in a bag. So what I do, I just place this down on the floor, and hopefully, if I pull this bag out, the whole thing will come out. He says, yeah, there we go. Right, and it looks like, yeah, we need to put it up that way. Right, so looks like we've got a box of goodies at the top there. So yeah, we've got like a data cable there. I think that's the spool holder. So for your filament there, it will just sort of hang on that thing and you know, reel it off. So we've got a SD card there included, which is nice. So that's what you put, I know, all your files on of what you want to print, put them on there, and then pop them into the printer. We've got a power cable. I think this like fishing thing is for cleaning out the nozzle, I believe. Could be wrong, but I think that's what it is. Some cable ties and some little Allen keys there. Something else, I ain't got a clue what that's for. Don't know what that is, not got a clue. Put that to one side. We've got basically like some Pritt stick. Now again, from what I've seen, what you need to do with this is before printing anything, you wipe this over this thing here. Use the doorbell there. What you do is wipe that over what they call the bed, I believe. And basically just makes it more easier for the print to actually come off when you're finished. We've got like a sort of check-in chart with some measurements on it. And we've got a spatula. So yeah, if you want to do a bit of wallpapering and that whilst you're waiting for your print. Nah, it's for, again, scraping off your the 3D print. Don't know what's going on there, he's at the door then. So again, excuse the door. So yeah, that's for basically just scraping off the plate there of anything that you want. Right, so moving on, hopefully we won't have any more disturbances by the cackling witch doorbell there. So yeah, right, so we've got all the little bits to one side now, and we will now remove the foam from the actual printer itself. So being careful to take that off there. Nice bit of foam, nice and thick, so it's going to be well padded for shipping. And yeah, now we've got to get it out of there. So I'm guessing it's probably not a good idea to pull it by that plate or that arm. So I would recommend grabbing it around this bit here, lifting it out. Oh, a good bit of weight to it. So yeah, let's shove those one side there. And yeah, that's a hefty bit of kit that for £99. In all fairness, I thought that was going to feel really sort of lightweight, but yeah, that's feels a solid bit of kit that, to be fair. Yeah, it's all metal by the sounds of it. Yeah, no like plastic or anything like that. Don't know if they do make them out of any plastic components normally, but yeah, feels nice and solid. So yeah, let's have a closer look around the printer now. So if I just take over now myself. So yeah, this is the main sort of printing plate. So yeah, this is like your printer arm, go back and forward and up and down with the nozzle just there, as you can see. Well, I'm guessing that's the nozzle anyway. So yeah, that will move, and I think that plate maybe move, something like that anyway. Move around obviously to print whatever you want to print. Moving across here, we've got a screen there, so that's going to have all your menus and such. And a little control knob there, I'm guessing to scroll through all the menus. Move around the side, so we've got some vents down here. And I believe this is where you put on the holder for the filament there, so that will just sort of hang there in the air. Moving on up to the top, we have, it's like this springy thing here, and this is, again, I believe, that you put the filament through. I'm guessing it's there somewhere, and it then all feeds down there and into the nozzle. So pretty straightforward. I mean, again, like I said, just move this round. You know, as you can see, it's pretty pretty much all put together. Like I said, I think you just got to put that on. Might be a nod of a little bit or something like that. I'm not too sure at the moment, but it looks to me pretty much complete. So yeah, that's all good. So we've got a on-off switch there. Obviously an input for your power cable. And some more ventilation around the side there. And then you've got these like sort of screw wheels there, thumb wheels, whatever you want to call them. And that's to level this bed out from what I've seen. Apparently that's really important to get it perfectly flat, otherwise your print won't come out looking any good. It could be a bit messed up. But yeah, first impressions. Spin that back round again. I think that looks, just on looks alone, you know, probably not much to go on, but the looks of it and the weight of it seems really good for £99. Definitely exceeding my expectations of what I thought it would be like. So yeah, I think next thing we do is get these cable ties off, and I'll maybe have to start look at any instructions about how I set this thing up. Right, so let's crack on and get those off. Right, so this one, I think I might be able to just slide off actually. Yeah, there you go. So if you get one of these, that one will just slide off. This one, obviously that's going to have to be a scissors job. So yeah, that's all your packaging done. I've just had a look and I can't see any instructions in anything. So I've got a funny feeling, I'm just guessing now, that the instructions could possibly be on the SD card. So I'm going to unpackage the other box. I don't think there's going to be any instructions in here, but I'll just double check anyway. So that thing, yeah, is all unpackaged. And like I said, if there's no instructions in here, which I don't think there's going to be, I'm going to pop that SD card just into my computer just to see if there's any instructions on there, and yeah, we'll take it from there. So, right, yeah, as much as I thought it would be this, and this is some extra filament that they've kindly sent me. Again, it looks like a massive roll of strimmer wire or weed whacker wire, and yeah, by the looks of it, that should keep you going for some time. Like I say, clearly no instructions. So yeah, what I'm going to do now, just going to go and pop this in my Mac and see if there's anything on there, and get back to you guys. So I've just put the SD card into my Mac, and yeah, sure enough, when opening it up, and you get presented with the instructions. So yeah, pretty simple enough stuff on there. I'll just quickly show you guys. So you've got a list of the contents there, parts list, so there's all the stuff on there. Bit confusing with a couple of things because it says you get a sort of a more amount of something than you actually get. Don't know why that is, but there you go. But yeah, apart from that, all seems pretty good. I'll quickly point you guys down to the dimensions here, because I'm sure you're going to want to know how big or small it is, being a mini printer. So in millimeters, the dimensions are width 325, depth 240, and height 380. And the weight is 7 kilos. So like I said, pretty weighty for a small printer. So yeah, moving on, showing you the printer itself and just explaining what everything is on there and how to plug it in and just your initial sort of first setup of it. So we've got to put through the filament, heat it up for the first time, get it all sort of fed through. Oh, and the other thing I still got to do is put the filament holder on there. So that'll be the next thing that I will do before I actually turn it on for the first time and start putting that filament through. Oh, and also we got to level the bed. So yeah, it all seems pretty easy enough to do. And yeah, it says here about printing files. So like I said, you get the SD card, which I've got in the Mac at the moment, and on there it's apparently it's got a couple of files for you to test print, so you're sort of ready to go, which I believe they're going to be these two here. What they are, I've got no idea what they will be printing out, so it'll be interesting to do that. And I think that's what I'll be trying out first before I delve in too deep and start putting on my own files as such. So yeah, just sort of get used to it, printing off for the first time with one of the preloaded files, and yeah, just see how it goes generally. So what I do now is move back out to the kitchen and start setting it up. Right then, so the next thing we're going to do is fit the filament holder. So we will get that out of the box there. So having a look at this, we've got a nut on the end there. We simply just release this nut, and then what we're going to do is slide this nut into here. So if I get it round like that and then push it in, there we go. And then we're simply now going to screw this on there. Now, just one thing to point out: if for some reason the filament holder does not sit upright like that, and you know, when you've tightened it up it's at a different angle, all you want to do is move that nut round a little bit. So take it out, move it round until you get the desired angle. So it's just tighten this up. And there we go, spot on. So next thing to do now is to plug the power lead in. Now I've already got that all set up and out. So that is just a like a kettle style lead there. And just plug this in around the back now. There we go, just ready to turn on for the first time. Spin it back round. Right, let's get it fired up. Before I fire it up for the first time, what I'm going to do actually is grab that SD card, the one that I put in the Mac again, and put it into the machine. So we've got a SD card slot there. And I simply grab the card and slot that in there. And it's a like a spring-loaded jobby, so you know when it's in. And yeah, I think we should fire it up for the first time. So I'll reach around the back here, flip the switch. Got a fan kicking into life there. Display's lit up. The knob there is all lit up as well. So let's have a look at the display. So yeah, we've got a few things on here. So we've got, it says printer ready. Elapsed time, progress, shows that we've got a SD card. I'm guessing that's an SD card, yeah. And from what I know, this is meant to be to indicate the nozzle temperature. So I think the top one is the temperature that you've set it at. And the number below is the current temperature. So at the moment it's 21 degrees, and obviously it's what we've set it to is 0 at the moment. So the first thing I think we're going to want to do is just have a quick look through the menus here. So what we've got, so we've got print file, level bed. As you can see, I'm turning it, it's scrolling through. Quick settings, advanced settings. Let's have a look at quick settings there. So we've got move, change filament, disable, is that steppers, preheat, cool down. Let's go back up to the top, and I'm guessing it's going to be a push in jobby. Yeah, so when you want to go back, just push in. So pretty Self-explanatory really, simple enough. So next thing I think is to level the bed. So to level the bed, I'm going to be using this bit of card that actually came in the box. Now it's really important to get the bed, which is this, real level, because if not you're going to get an uneven spread of the filament when it's melting it onto there. You're going to get it, you know, either thicker one end and thinner one end, so you want it to make sure it's going to do it all nice and smooth and level all the way across the whole plane of where it's printing to. So yeah, I'll be honest, I've just had a quick fiddle around with this now just to see about how the process works, and you know, it's simple enough, and I'll walk you through it right now. So what we'll do is go to the button here, press it once, go down to level bed, click it again, and there we go, it starts moving across, and it says the level wizard excuse me, the level wizard will guide you through leveling the bed, and then you just simply go to next, and press next again. It will go to the first corner. Now as you can see the nozzle there almost touching the bed, and I'm going to get this piece of card, or you can use like just a A4 piece of paper, and you want it so it just about sort of touches but goes through. That's the way I'm sort of doing it at the moment, ever so slightly, just very lightly touching. And then when you've got it to what you think is a good point, press the button again, and it will move on to the next point. Get your card again, and as you can see I've leveled it up pretty well, and yeah, see if you can get it to the same feeling as the other one, and then carry on like that until you've done all 4 points. And the way you want to adjust it, so let's say if it's too far away or too close, all you simply do is, I'm not going to move them because I've just said it, is just move these thumb wheels either backwards or forward to raise or lower that corner just as much as you want until you get that, like I said, sort of the point where it grabs just a tiny bit. My advice would be with this, make sure you do it a good few times. Don't just do the process once, because what you find is, as much as you might have got each point level once you've gone round, when you do it again, you figure out that it's actually then thrown out another corner again, so you have to keep going round and around a few times. I mean, I've done it about 5 or 6 times. I'd rather do it more times and get it right than do it less times and it not print properly. What the print's going to come out like, I've got no idea, but still, yeah, more times the better really. You're not going to go wrong if you do it more often. So yeah, just take your time doing it and try and get it as best as you can. Right, so I think the next thing now is to get some filament into it. Right, so let's take a quick look at where the filament goes through, and I'll show you guys how it all works. Now, I've had a quick look and I'm guessing this is how it works. So you've got, as you can see, a couple of wheels there, one there, another one there, and your filament will go through, if you can see it, that hole just there, and what you do is pull this back, feed it through that hole. When you're pulling it back, it separates those wheels there, push it through the hole there, down this tube, and then it will go down to that nozzle there where it will heat up. So, like I say, release that, feed it through. Once you've then let go, I'm guessing there's going to be a motor which is then turning that, which is then just feeding it on through. So the filament I will use will be the stuff that came in a box. I know Box did actually send me a big roll of it, which I will use in other videos. But for now, I'm going to use what comes as standard in the box, just to make it fair sort of thing, because you know, you might not want to buy their filament stuff. So yeah, we just excuse the doorbell there again. We'll use this stuff and get it out of the packet now, get it hooked on and fed through. To start the process off of adding the filament, what we need to do now is go to the menu here, and we're going to press the wheel down once, and then we're going to toggle down to quick settings, then change filament, and then add filament. Now what it's going to start doing is heating up the I think it's the extruder it's called, if I'm right. Basically it's going to start heating up like the nozzle in preparation for the filament when we feed it through. So as you can see here, it's heating up. That's the target temperature, and this is the temperature that it's currently at. And I wish it was that temperature here at the moment, but unfortunately it's freezing. But yeah, so yeah, that's going to start climbing. So we'll just wait for that to hit the target temperature, then we'll start feeding it through. So that's all warmed up now, and it says 1. Hold filament clamp, 2. Feed through, 3. Stop when extrudes. So that's what we're going to start doing now, and start feeding it through. And feed it all the way through until it stops. I'm going to let go of that clamp, and hopefully it should start coming out in a minute. And there we go, it's starting to come out. So I will now, there we go, yeah. So I'll now stop it. And that's that process done. What I've just done is broken off the excess that's come out, and going to obviously discard that. So once it's finished coming out, just, I mean, it says to use a scraper. I just grabbed it with my fingers, pulled it off. It wasn't hot or anything, and chucked that to one side. And if you look closely, you can see that the filament is come through this tube here. So it started off, see up here, through the clamp, being fed all the way down through there, then out the nozzle. So I think the next thing to do is get it ready for doing our first print. So the first thing that we need to do with that is put some Pritt stick on the bed. I'm guessing this is to stop the whatever you're printing sticking to it really bad, and you know, you can get it off a lot easier when you've got your scraper. So I'm going to get that now and start putting some on. So this is your Pritt stick style stuff. I'm guessing it's like that really. And I'm going to pull the bed forward here and just put some of this on. I don't know how much of this and where I should put it to, so I'm just going to go all the way across until I've got a nice coverage over the whole thing. Right, so as you can see, I've put a nice coating of that Pritt stick style stuff on there now. I've not done all the way to the back, but I'm pretty sure that should be fine. So the next thing is to get the print underway. So as I said before, it says in the instructions, and by what it looks like on the card, there is a couple of test prints. So I'm going to simply use one of those to start with. So I'm going to wing it here and just, you know, see how easy it is. I've not read the instructions on how to do this, but I'm going to go down to print file. Let's click on that, and that looks like the two files that was showing up on the Mac. So I'm going to simply go to the first one and click on that, and hopefully it should start off. So we've got our, looks like our target temperature there of 210, and looks like the nozzle temperature, or extruder, whatever you want to call it, is now heating up. So hopefully when it gets to temperature, we should be underway with the printing. Right, so we've now reached temperature and it is starting to move. So I'm guessing we're going to be printing. So just having a look here, it says time elapsed. Temperature is, yeah, sort of hovering around what the target temperature should be. And yeah, should be printing. Right, so we are underway. Now, I'll be honest, I thought it had gone wrong at first because the print head or nozzle seemed to be about an inch away from the bed, and I thought, have I done something wrong? And some filament started coming out, but I'm guessing that it just does this to heat it up and sort of prime it as such, and there was a bit hanging out, so I just broke that off because, you know, when it stopped, and then it went to the right level and then started printing. What is printing? I have not got a clue, but yeah, so far it seems to be printing okay. Now, I'm not sure if I've done the bed too high, too low. I suppose it's one of these things, you know, after a few sort of tests, you'll get to know how the card should feel when you're sort of leveling the bed out to get, you know, that perfect sort of height. So, you know, this is my first time, obviously. So, you know, it might go good, it might go bad. I'm not expecting great things for my first attempt, but, you know, we'll soon see. But so far, yeah, it's all looking good. We've got the elapsed time there, temperature, speed. So, yeah, we're just set this down here now and let it run its course. So, we have finished printing. So before we actually have a look at the actual print itself, let's have a look how long it took to do. And it was 3 hours and 27 minutes, so quite a long time. But yeah, it's all done. It's now just cooling down. When it gets down to a decent temperature, I will then be able to shut it off. So what have we got? Well, it looks like we've got a rhino that is lying down. So yeah, I think it's not bad for the first attempt. So what I do now is get the scraper out and get it off the bed and take a look at it. So I've got the scraper out from the box, and now it's time to just release my first creation from the bed. So let's get this on the go then. A bit crunchy. Oh, actually that's slipping through then really good. And there we go. Well, that was easier than I thought. I thought I was really going to have to be working hard. Other people I've seen a real sort of scraping away. So yeah, right, let's have a look at it in more detail. Here it is, the rhino. And yeah, I'm really impressed with that. Now, you know, you've got fine details here on the horn. Yeah, we've got a few wispy bits, but overall, that's really good. I mean, look at the detail looking through the eye there. And the ears. Yeah, it's nice and smooth across the back. And on the feet. That's really well done. Now, I'm pretty sure it can actually come off from this base. So what I do now is try and take it off. So yeah, it's just breaking away. Just ease it round. Yeah, and it's all coming away nice and easily. Just go around the other side. And there we go. And I think oh my God. Hey, how good is that? So we've got movable parts. It actually moves. Head moves. Look at that. Oh, that is crazy. To think that's been printed in one piece. Yeah, like we've got these few wispy bits. You can always, you know, tidy those up, no doubt burn off with a light or something. That's mad. Now, I didn't think it would actually move like that. That is really, really good. Look at that. Fair play. I think I've bent it a little bit there, but no, look at that. Stand it up. So for a first thing to print, I am really impressed with that. Amazing. I just can't believe that's been actually printed in one piece. And there we have it, the Steadytech Mini 3D printer from the guys at box.co.uk. So, yeah, what do I think of it? Well, I think it's absolutely amazing. For a budget printer, I mean, I've never had one before, but it's definitely exceeded my expectations. The print quality seems, yeah, really good. I just still can't believe it's printed something like that with moving parts, and for a first attempt, really pleased with that. I've seen other people who have got other 3D printers, and you know they've had sort of issues before with it, you know, not looking very smooth and things like that. And yeah, this thing looks amazing, I think. What else can I say about it? Well, it's simple to use. Again, I've, you know, never had a printer, so from start to finish, I thought it was, you know, pretty simple going, not hard at all. I initially thought when I first got it, oh, this is going to be a bit of a pain to sort of use, but no, very, very simple. And dare I say it, but if you're like me, you know, you're a dad with kids and everything, obviously not very young kids, but this could be an alternative to something like Lego. I know I've just recently bought a kit for my son, and that cost me about 120 quid. For the same sort of price, you could buy something like this, and you know what you can make is almost endless. Do you know what I mean? There's loads of stuff out there. And talking about making other things, I'm going to do a video in two parts really. I'm going to end this one here now, so it's giving you a brief sort of rundown on how to work it, set it up and all that. But in my next video, I'm going to go into more detail about printing and designing your own stuff, you know, sort of things that I'd like to print as opposed to just the pre-installed demo stuff. So yeah, and I'll take you through that of how easy or hard it is to sort of get all those files off the internet and get them sliced, as they call it. That's where it's sort of the software converts it to something that the printer can read. So yeah, hopefully, you know, that should be easy enough done, and we'll soon see you in the next video. So hopefully, if you've enjoyed this one, you'll join me for that one as well. Oh, and talking about sort of using it with kids and that, just to point out that other 3D printers, not all of them, but some have heated beds, which can be a bit dodgy, where this one isn't heated, it's just the nozzle. You still got to be careful, obviously, with kids and that. But, you know, if you've got older kids, sort of, you know, sort of 12, 13 or whatever like that, you know, you should be all right, you know, sort of, obviously parental sort of guidance with it type thing. But yeah, I think it'd be a good thing, you know, especially like a Christmas present maybe, you know, it's good for, you know, father and son type thing, or father and daughter for that matter. Yeah, I just can't recommend it enough, to be honest. I'm really, really blown away by the quality of it. You know, like I say, it's substantial. It weighs a fair bit, you know, 7 kilos for such a small item is pretty good. It just shows that they, you know, they haven't used like overly cheap sort of bits in it and that. Not that I'm an expert on 3D printers, but yeah, I expected it to be a bit more lightweight than that. So yeah, thumbs up to the guys at Box for sending what I think is a decent quality product. So there you have it then, guys. Thanks once again to the guys at box.co.uk for sending me this printer to try it for you guys. And I will leave a link in the description for this very printer. And also you can get all your spare parts, you know, like your filament and that from Box as well. Hopefully you've enjoyed this video, and if you have, I'd really appreciate a thumbs up. And if you haven't already subscribed, maybe think about subscribing for more of the same in the future. So thanks once again, and hopefully I'll catch you guys on the next one. Bye for now.